did for them. I thank you for what you did for her. But you know what? I'm waiting on my time. And see, you got to understand that when it's your time, you still have to wait on your turn. I can't hear nobody tonight. Yeah. For some of you, you're waiting on your time. And let me tell you something. The Bible tells me, oh my God, that our time is in God's hands. And you know one thing we must understand. I know it's a cliche, superintendent. I know we've been hearing people say it all of our lives. But I come to find out for myself that he really does not come when you want him. Yeah. I don't care how saved you are. I don't care how many times you shout and run around the church. I don't care how many times you speak in a tongue that you might have practiced on the way over here. But I'm talking to the few who know that you're waiting on your time. Can I get a witness in here? There's some times when God does not show up when you want him to. Let me tell you something. If he showed up when you wanted him to, you wouldn't pray. Yeah. God always makes sure there is a void in your life that reminds you that you need him. Can I get a witness in here? Oh yeah, if everything was going lovely, you wouldn't have to get on your knees in the midnight hour. And you know, sometimes we've got to remind ourselves that the worst things that we thought were happening then are the best things for us. Yeah, some of you know good and well that the fella you was dating, ladies, wasn't the man to be your husband. Can I get a witness in here? I need y'all to talk back to me tonight. Some of you fellas know good and well that that woman you was dealing with was not capable of being your wife. I can't hear nobody. And you know what? When you look back on it now, you ought to thank God that you didn't marry the wrong person. I'm a living witness. Oh my God. If God hadn't stepped in, I might would have married a fool. I can't hear nobody. If God had... Y'all don't want to have no church. But you got to admit that God has blocked you from some stuff. That's why every now and then, young folk, old folk, middle-aged folk, you ought to be able to send some folk a text message. Call them on the phone, inbox them on Facebook, send them an email, instant message them, and say, you know what? Thank you for breaking my heart. Thank you for treating me low down. Thank you for lying on me. Thank you for treating me like a low down dummy dog. Thank you for trying to get me fired of my job. Thank you for treating me low down. Why? Because if it had not been for you, I never would have learned how to pray. I never would have learned how to seek the face of God. I never would have got down on my knees in the midnight hour and called on Jesus. I never would have made it to church. I wouldn't have went to prayer meeting. I wouldn't have went to the fast. I wouldn't have made it to revival. But you know what? You pushed me, so thank you. Tell somebody it's my time. I just need a little more time. So, I'm not going to be before you long.